I called Phil Knight. He's been great to me my entire career at the University of Oregon. And when we got to Orlando, can't tell you how many messages we got about changing the uniforms, putting names on the back of the jerseys, kind of getting up to speed with current looks that football players want to wear. Phil was great. We're going to get a lot of things from Nike, and he's going to do a lot of stuff for us. We started to design our own uniforms, and I got a call from one of the guys at Nike to say, stop designing them, we're going to design them for you.
Traveled out to UCF a few weeks ago, met with Coach Frost. The unique thing for UCF is where it is and how the school is set up. So we really started to rally around that. Just being in Orlando, connection to the space program. One of the things working with Coach Frost was just trying to build a uniform that fit his mentality, the mentality he was trying to bring to the team. And it was really all around toughness and hard work. The first thing we really looked at was the Knight mascot, and that brings to mind, you know, the medieval knights, these elite class of warriors that had this beautiful armor. Their armor to me stood out. Is there elements from that armor that we could bring to this uniform to help tell that knight story? The second part was the Pegasus that they also have, beautiful winged horse.
The Pegasus has actually been our logo at UCF since the early days, established by Dr. Milliken, the first university president. The symbol itself represented limitless possibilities. Having that mark on the sleeve really kind of bringing together symbols of athletics and the symbols of the university.
And the last piece was around the space program. The school was set up in Orlando near Kennedy Space Center. I looked at some of the high-tech ships at that time, the shuttle, just how it's color blocked, how they use graphics, how they use certain details, and is there ways we can bring that into the UCF uniform?
In the state of Florida, it's kind of a new up-and-coming school. It's the biggest school in the state now. This university kind of represents new. Looking back at its history, it's always been kind of the innovator. And we want to do that with our football program too. We want to be blazing the trail in regards to how we play and how we dress ourselves on Saturdays. And partnering with Nike and coming up with something new and innovative, it kind of fits the style of the university.
We really wanted to create a unique look for UCF, and instead of using some generic font that any school can use, took a look at their wordmark and some of the logo branding that they had already, and created a custom number set that went along and tied right into that, the Knights wordmark and the UCF logo itself. For the home look, we have overall black jersey, black pant. Wanted to create a high contrast look, again thinking about the aerospace connection. Got a white helmet and framing it up with white accessories. A unique custom helmet stripe, which is based on the structure of a knight's helmet. Has that ridge on the top of the helmet. Overall big, large, oversized numbers. Got a UCF logo at the neck. And then very subtly on the sleeves, we're using a screen print to bring in the Pegasus logo that the university also uses. For the away look, we used overall, of course, a white jersey, but along with that, a white pant. Mixing in a gold helmet for this look. One of the things that athletes have been talking a lot about lately is just the streamlined look, whereas a few years ago it was, hey, let's go all black. Now it's like, let's go all white, just because it looks so clean and so fast. For the alt, we're bringing in an anthracite look, and we can do some cool things with helmet finish, making this look like an actual Knight's helmet with metallic, and then using the decal to create a high gloss stripe on the top. Again, another nod to the aerospace programs and that high contrast look at speed. For the second alt, this really came from Coach Frost. Instead of doing a second home alternate, let's do a second away alternate, which would be unique for UCF, and I thought was a great idea. So we're using a color we call pewter, which is a lighter gray, and then using black numbers with gold trim.
Certain universities have traditions that go back 100 years, and I can understand why those universities want to wear the same thing they've been wearing for a long time. That's not really what UCF is. UCF is new and innovative and exciting and growing, and I think those type of universities like UCF do themselves a favor by continuing to push the envelope with uniforms and with other things they're doing in their program.
One of the things the school asked for was an interchangeable system that they could mix and match. So instead of having 3 or 4 uniforms, now all of a sudden you have multiple combinations. So you can create a unique look for almost every game.
This is the first design, and I'm sure these uniforms we're wearing this year will make it to next year. I don't think they'll make it much farther than that. I want to keep moving the ball down the field with our uniforms, and I think we'll come up with some new things down the road. There's some obvious changes and some good ones, but we haven't really pushed the envelope yet.